Live from the New England seacoast and sunny Mexico, it's time for Channel Reviews. Please welcome your fabulous hosts, Mr. Dee, Nimmin, and Daniel Batal.
Hey, sorry, I was trying to figure out how to make my Easter eggs for the weekend. Mr. T. Nimmin, good to see you. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing fantastic, Mr. Batal. How are you doing? I almost said more importantly, but I would say equally as important. How is everybody in the chat doing? Let us know in the chat how you are doing. And while you are letting us know, Mr. Batal, please let us know, let everybody know what we're doing today and how we're going to play this game.
All right, we're doing some mic leveling. Meg's telling me that I know I'm a little loud in the mix here. So today we are doing our once a month live channel reviews game show where we pull people directly from the live chat, and we're going to bring you up, and we have a wheel that we're going to spin, and we're going to look at your channel based on the spin of the wheel, which is the wheel of best practices, which tells us what we'll look at, and whoever gets best 2 out of 3 moves on to a final wheel spin where you can win fabulous prizes from the Streamyard merchandise catalog. But if you lose 2 out of 3 in the initial rounds, we're going to move on to the next contestant. And the way we pick people from the chat is using the Streamyard giveaway tool, which Dee will put up, and it will flash a word. We want you to type that word 1 time into the chat, and it will automatically pull someone out of the chat to be a contestant on our show.
Now, the word to type in right now is the word StreamYard. Obviously, we are in the StreamYard channel. For those of you who are StreamYard users, you can access this tool by going to StreamYard.com/giveaway. And if you're not a StreamYard user and you're trying to figure out the best and easiest way to go live, there's a link down below. You can stream on StreamYard for free for up to 20 hours per month, which is pretty incredible. So go ahead and just type this in. And once we let a couple of people type this in, we're going to spin it. It's going to randomize everything and choose a winner. And if you don't see your name, that does not mean that it's not seeing you. It's just how the system works. It sees everyone who types it in just the way you see it there.
Yeah, and you only need to type it once. Just type it in there 1 time as you see it. Typing it more doesn't increase your chances of getting pulled up. So 1 time, keep it spam free, and you let me know when we're ready to go here, Dee, and we'll do it.
Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started. Who's on timpani today?
Megan. Megan is running the timpani. Megan, say hi to the good people out there.
Hello, everyone.
You get your timpani hands in check. You got those sticks. She's kind of sweating. I don't think she's been used to being on mic and playing timpani at the same time.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Tiffany. Megan, are you ready? I don't know why I called her Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Timpani.
Change her name, Tiffany.
Yeah.
That's Tiffany on Tiffany.
Yeah.
Hex Bella. Let me find that channel and pull it up, my friend. Hex Bella.
All right, Hex Bella. So what's going to happen is Daniel's going to pull your channel up. Then we are going to add the Wheel of Destiny. And the Wheel of Destiny decides what we actually look at. The Wheel of Best Practices, if you want to call it that.
Right.
That's going to decide what we look at with your channel. And we did add a new slice today to that wheel, which is pretty exciting, to where if you win, you get to choose what we look at. But we will not look at your videos due to obvious copyright issues, but we'll look at anything else.
Yeah, in a perfect world, we'd love to be able to pull up everything and be able to look at everything, but we do have to be careful of potential copyright strikes for any kind of music or anything you might be using on your channel. So this is the channel. It's definitely the avatar we were looking at. So what we want to do here is we're going to switch over to our wheel, which is going to give us, that's the wheel of best practices.
They only have 4 videos, don't they?
Well,
do you think they even qualify to you want to have a look at the channel really quick?
Let me see. I see 2 shorts. Yeah,
2 videos.
You know what? I see 2 videos.
What's the upload frequency on that? 10 months ago, they haven't even uploaded in 10 months on that. What about their...
They have nothing. They joined in 2015. They have 2 videos up, and the 2 videos were 10 months ago and 10 months ago. Now let's go on to the next person.
Okay. All right, we're gonna roll this again. Hex Bella, you're too new, so the advice that we would give you starting out would just be to keep uploading Keep trying to figure out what you want to do on YouTube. And once you find something that starts to work for your channel, lean into that. And just keep in mind that you're making videos for an audience, right? Try to figure out who your target audience is and lean into that. All right, so we need to find another winner. We're going to roll this again. Let me put
All right,
this.
roll it again.
Yep, here we go. Megan, you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Her name is Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany. From this moment forward, it is
Tiffany on Tiffany, ladies and gentlemen. Alex the Gamer Boy. Alex the Gamer Boy.
Alex the Gamer Boy.
Alex the Gamer Boy.
Alex the Gamer Boy.
Alex the Gamer Boy.
Boy. There he is. He says, yo. Or she says, yo.
There he goes. Yo. Oh, God. Literally,
Again?
If I swear. No.
Oh, okay.
There's more.
Okay.
Just the homepage happens to be a little thin. Well, but it does
Hey, Nick,
okay.
what's going on, man? She's like Robin on Howard Stern. Exactly.
She is. Yeah, Tiffany. All right, so let's do this. Why don't we pull up the wheel and actually take a look this time and see what it is that we're going to look at here on this channel. Let's spin that smoke wagon. Smoke that skin that spin wagon.
Skin that smoke wagon. You got it.
One of those things. Oh my gosh. Right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, you will be advancing onto the final round. You do not even have to have your channel looked at, but we do like to give advice right off the bat, right? Doesn't that feel like we should give some kind of tips?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay,
have a gander.
So let me throw this to you. Let me throw it to you, Dee. This is the channel. It's called Alex the Gamer Boy. You give one tip. I'll give one tip. You start first. Anything you want to see here?
Yeah, scroll down. Okay, yeah. My tip to you would be to optimize your homepage better. Instead of just having shorts up at the top and a default uploads down below, think about putting a customized playlist together. Let me put something on the screen here to give you something to think about in regards to a playlist, right? Put together a customized playlist. Maybe you want to gather up a particular game that you're playing and put a playlist together for that particular game. That would be my tip to you. Because right now it's just kind of disorganized and you want to make it easier for the viewer to find the content that they might want to watch. Yeah, and
you know, this has started in 2020. The videos are anywhere from 18 hours old to, you know, maybe a year or two. Been around for a little bit. One of the things I'm going to tell you right off the bat is watch for your channel art optimization. One of the things I can tell you right now is your channel art is going to be it's going to be cropped based on the type of device that someone's watching from. So I'm here looking from desktop, so I can see all of this, but I can tell you right now, guaranteed, Alex, if I went on mobile, it would be cropped and all of this would be missing. So it would say like the Gamer Boy Entertainment and all of that would be missing. So make sure you understand how to crop and create channel art so that it's properly displayed on all devices, on desktop, on mobile, on tablet, on television. That's a big one. I think it's really important. If you can nail the channel art, that's a good representation of your understanding of what your value proposition is.
All right, perfect. All right. So, Alex the Gamer Boy advances on to the final round. The next word to type in is the word YouTube. Hopefully we're all YouTubers. Nice. Go ahead and type that in. We'll let a handful of people get in there and we'll spin it.
Oh, I have to put, I got to put Alex, hold on a second. I got to put Alex into the winner's circle.
Boy. And Alex says, I get what you're saying. I can fix that.
No problem. All right. Alex the Gamer Boy. I can't say boy without saying boy.
Alex the Gamer Boy.
That happens. All right, you're in the winner's circle. So, Alex, stay around because everybody who advances into the end of the game, what happens is we have one final wheel spin, and whoever wins that wheel spin can pick any single item they'd like from the Streamyard catalog of merchandise, which includes these wonderful coffee mugs that we love very much. These huge, massive, you can put your entire family in this coffee mug. Love it.
Excuse me?
What? Well, how big is your family?
They're little people. All right. Here we go. Ready to spin it again?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Tiffany.
Tiffany on Tiffany.
We need Tiffany on Tiffany. It has to be a thing. OSR Garage. OSR Garage. Let me pull that up.
OSR Garage. You are up.
Found them.
Yes. All
Boom.
right.
All right, so here is OSR Garage, but we are not going to look at this channel right off the bat. What we're going to do is we're going to pull up the wheel and let the wheel decide what it is we're going to look at. Go, Tiffany. Go, Tiffany. It's your birthday. Spin the wheel, spin. Clear value proposition. Dee, can you tell the people here in the chat and in the replay what we mean by clear value proposition?
Absolutely. We're talking about a clear value proposition. We're talking about, can someone at a glance understand, number one, what your channel is about? Number two, who's your target audience, right? Is your channel made for them? And number three, why should they watch? Some people like to put something up in their channel art to let people know what their channel is about. Currently, mine says master your mobile, because that's the whole theme of my channel at the moment. That lets you know that anything on my channel currently is to help you get better with your mobile device. Daniel, what is your value proposition currently?
Yeah, my value proposition is I help creators make better video content, put it onto YouTube, and grow an audience around that content. Pretty straightforward. I try to make it really easy for people to understand what they can expect from my channel, who the target audience is, and why they'd want to watch in a single sentence.
Love it.
Okay, so let's look at this channel and let's see if they have a clear value proposition. Now, right off the bat, one of the things that I'm going to tell you is when you use very small text, I'm pulling up my old man magnifying glass and I'm on desktop. If I have to work to read all of these words, I think that if you're making it harder for the viewer to have a better experience and understand why they'd want to watch. I see your logo, OSR, but I have to really understand, like I see it down here. Do I need it up there? Automotive Garage, it says OSR Garage. I'm seeing like a truck going up what looks to be the outline of a hill. So I don't know exactly if this is like, I get the truck thing. So if it's about trucks, if you're a 4x4 club, if you're a climbing club, if you're a modifications club, I've definitely know plenty of people who live in the 4x4 space where they buy a lot of, like, you know, they'll maybe Jeep clubs where they're modifying to do climbing, air down, raise the suspension, go out and do all kinds of twisting and bending and climbing. But this says informational, I'm trying to read, informational and fun automotive reviews and news, product reviews and installs, content for modifications, upgrades, and accessories. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I think I know the niche. What I don't get is the value proposition. It's like you're trying to be all things automotive. I don't know, because everybody knows this about automotives. If you're a truck guy, you're a truck guy. If you're a sports car guy, you're a sports car guy, right? And those are sort of, not that they can't overlap, but when you talk to people, like, tell me what kind of car you drive, very few people own so many cars that they fall into every car niche. I would be the exception to that rule, because I swear to God, I own too many vehicles for every niche. But if you're like into trucks, you're probably not interested in how to repair your Saab, 9.3, right? Or if you're into Saabs, you're probably not like a Ford or Chevy guy talking about what's the better truck to buy in the new pickup truck for the new year. So the thing I'm missing here is I don't, off the top of my head, totally understand who the target audience. It can't be anyone who loves cars. It has to be specific. What type of person? Are they someone who might own cars and they want to be able to fix them themselves? Are they people who want to take stock cars and modify them to do off-road adventures? I don't know that I get that completely. I feel like I do when I look at the picture, but I don't know if I get it when I start reading the words. Dee, what's your take?
I mean, they have something up there, but I agree with you. It seems like they're trying to be all things, and that's just a hard way to go. Right?
When it says, this is the giveaway, automotive content and reviews is almost like you're trying to be the whole library. That makes it very hard to grow a channel effectively. And one of the things that you'll start to notice is 276 videos. Congratulations on making that many videos.
Yeah,
4,000 subscribers. Congratulations on that many subscribers. But for that many videos really dialed in, I want to see more growth. I want to see more momentum and more targeting. If you were a smaller channel, I'd go, yeah, this can be a little loose in the value prop. You're still trying to figure out who your target audience is. Sometimes when we go to the About tab, it helps us understand what this channel is about when they actually explain it to us. And it says, OSR Garage provides informational and fun automotive reviews and news and product reviews and installs and content for modifications, upgrades, and accessories. I think it's a modifications channel. I think it really is about, listen, we're not here to talk to you about what car you're going to buy next. We're talking about very specific cars and how to upgrade them. And you should know that guys who are upgrading cars to turn them into drift cars are not the same people who are upgrading vehicles to turn them into off-road cars. Those are two different audiences. And I don't know, and I know the image kind of makes it feel like it's off-road, but you're not making it clear to me overall. So I'm going to leave it to you, Dee. What do you think about clear value prop here?
You're going to put that one on me. Okay, here's the thing. They're trying to have a value prop, but it's not a clear value prop. For that, unfortunately, I'm going to strike you on that one.
Yeah.
I'll let that be a learning experience.
Don't take that strike. Don't take
Right.
that strike as a slap in the face. It's
Right.
one of those things. If I were sitting with you in a channel consultation one-on-one, I would be sitting with you saying, listen, we got to dial this in. Who are you trying to reach? And what makes the person who watches yesterday's video want to show up and watch tomorrow's video? And if it's just because we just modify every car in the world, it's got to be more than that. You've got to make sure that if it's all about taking cool cars, or if it were just taking your basic car and modifying it, make it something more, anyone who's interested in that, then I would kind of get it. Then it was following you down this path of taking all kinds of cars and modifying them. But I don't get that. I get the imagery and everything keeps, like what you've got going on, really is confusing. You could dial that in tighter. And once you dial that in tighter, I bet you start seeing faster growth, because the people who come here go, I get what this is about. They can choose to become invested in it or not, and then they will.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to put this back up on the screen. If you're struggling for your value proposition, take a screenshot of this, take a picture with your phone, so the next time you come into one of our game show reviews like this and we pull you up, you should have your value proposition completely dialed in. If you can answer those questions and say it with as few words as possible, that's going to really help clear things up.
Well said. All right, so where are we at now? That's one strike. So we'll spin the wheel again. That's only one. That's a great thing about the wheel. You get best two out of three. So the game ain't over for you, my friend. Let's pull up the wheel and let's see what we're going to look at next. Tiffany. Tiffany on Timpani. Oh, man, I'm glad it didn't go to eliminated.
Oh, man. Then I would have felt bad.
All right, featured content. Dee, can you please tell the people here and in the replay what we mean by featured content and why it might be important to growing a successful YouTube channel?
Absolutely. As you can see on the screen right now, the featured content is the large video that you see above the smaller videos. Now, the cool thing about featured content is that you can put two different videos here, one for people who are subscribed and one for people who are not subscribed. So you need to be really intentional and think through what the purpose of that is. If someone's subscribed to your channel, think about, if somebody comes back to my channel, what do they probably want to see? That might be your latest video. But if they're not subscribed to your channel, you can look in your data and you can figure out, let's say you're trying to get more subscribers. You can find the video that converts the best for subscribers and put that video there. If you have a video that makes the most money with AdSense or through affiliate sales, put that money there, right? Be intentional and think about the purpose of what you're trying to do.
And God bless him, he does have featured content for people who are here as the new subscriber. A video he put up 3 weeks ago. I think this is a win. I think that's a win for you right there. One little piece of advice that I want not only you to think about, but I want everyone who's playing along and trying to learn in the process. This is a video that you chose from 3 weeks ago. I am a not subscribed person, right? Why would someone who's not subscribed to your channel come to your channel? How would they get there? And then once they're there, why are you presenting this video? I would argue that if someone's not subscribed to your channel and they're here, they probably watched some other video that you put out that they liked and went, that was kind of cool. Let me click on that name of the channel. Let me see what else they got going on. Not that I think your newest video isn't bad. That's 3 weeks ago. It's a fairly new video. But one of the things to think about is this might be a good place to find a video that maybe is a little more of a proven entity that has a higher conversion rate, so that if there's someone coming here and you're trying, you know they're not subscribed, because you know I'm looking at your channel and I'm not subscribed right now. So you say, well, what should I do? What's my goal for the disposition of a viewer who's not subscribed, maybe get them to try to convert, maybe really reel them in. So think about that when you place something here. Be really intentional about what you place there. But you did use featured content, so that's a win.
You got it.
Let's pull up the wheel. Let's see what we're looking at next. Tiffany!
Type that word in if you have not yet. Put it in it. Streamer is the next word.
Optimized playlist. I need to remind everybody here that these slices, every time they're pulled up, are deleted from the wheel, so the wheel's going to get thinner and thinner as we move forward here. But Dee, can you please tell people here and then the replay what we mean by optimized playlists and how they might effectively grow a YouTube channel faster?
Absolutely. Optimized playlists should be handled exactly like you do with the video, where you put a lot of time and effort into the actual title of your video. You need to write a title for your playlist that would be attractive to your target audience. Playlists get recommended to people. So you want to make sure that when you have a playlist, it makes sense for your target audience and it's attractive to them. And you can also put a small description to your playlist as well. So think about putting a proper description there that would also be attractive to your target audience.
Yeah, so let's do this. Let me do that. Let me scroll in. Let me get a little bigger here. Here's an example of what this creator has on his homepage. He's got videos, popular videos, created playlist, past live streams, shorts. That's everything on the homepage. So in terms of what he's displaying as playlists that are forward-facing to the viewer, right? Remember that optimized playlists, you do have a playlist tab, and when I go there, I start seeing travel and home, charging, 2023 Ford Mustang GT Premium, Night Pony, light drive with OSR Garage, live vehicle reviews, Ford Mustang Mach-E. I don't know that any of these feel like the thing we asked about in your value prop. I thought that you're talking about modifications and you're teaching us the things we need to know. But when I read these particular playlist titles, travel and home charging, I don't know what that has anything to do with automotive reviews and modifications. Like, I don't get that from that title. So when I go to your homepage where you're featuring what I would assume are your most important playlists, I get videos, popular videos, created playlists. Dee, go back to the image that you put up there a minute ago. Look at this playlist. This is from a channel we fabricated called 20-Minute Meals, right? And one of the playlists we fabricated was quick and delicious chicken dinner recipes, with a playlist that says fast and easy 20-minute chicken recipes that anyone can make. And every video in that playlist is a chicken recipe. And if you look at the titles, the 20-minute fried chicken sandwich, the 20-minute Japanese dinners that will change your life, easy chicken ramen noodles that's ready in 20 minutes. So hyper-focused that when you build a playlist, it really serves the needs of that viewer, and you can build them in a way that it creates a view funnel, because someone who's interested in that in the moment gets all kinds of options based on that same conversation. Instead of just throwing things out there that are loose and feel like boxes that you're throwing videos in, get those hyper-focused. Get those really hyper-focused, especially when you're featuring them on your homepage of your channel, because popular videos and videos, I don't think they're going to do it. That's all default kind of stuff. It doesn't get them down the rabbit hole.
Right.
So for me,
default's not going to get you there. Customize all of that to speak directly to your target audience.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think that's strike two for me. But listen, please, I want not only our friend here at OSR Garage, but also everyone who's playing along and might be watching in the replay, really think about that. We can't change viewer behavior. We can't. We can't make someone watch a video. We can't make them click on a thumbnail. But what we can do is we can change the experience, which can improve the odds of them getting to watch one or more of our videos, or making it easier for them to understand why they would want to watch our content. So think about the experience that you're building on your channel homepage and with every playlist and video and channel art and all the pieces along the way. If you can do that really well, you'll see how effectively you can grow a channel faster.
Right.
Streamer, type it in.
Well said, man. Kashini says, oh, that's not a real cooking channel.
Total
no,
fair.
that is not. That is not a real cooking channel. Daniel and I put this, we fabricated a channel
Can you put up the whole? Can you put up the whole channel that we built this for a vid summit? Do we have the homepage?
I don't have the whole thing because it's
That's
not
close
in a
enough.
slice.
This was a mock-up we did. Dee and I were at Vid Summit last year and presented on the main stage together, which was a crazy experience and great. And we wanted to show people what it takes, what an example of a channel that might be hyper-focused might look like. And here was our example. One that had a channel name of 20-minute meals. And when you looked at the channel art, it said 20-minute meals, fast and easy recipes for everyone. And it was well optimized for the crop of every single device someone might watch on. And it had featured content, better than content, easy sesame chicken recipes right out there for the viewer who might be showing up on the channel. And the very first playlist that you can see that was above the fold, you didn't have to scroll, went right into quick and delicious chicken dinner recipes that absolutely supported the value proposition of this channel, 20-minute meals. We tried to build something so we could show someone when you get hyper-focused, this is an example of what hyper-focus can look like. Does this make sense? Do you guys see? Can you see how hyper-focused that example channel we built was? Can you see how everything from the imagery to the channel art to the featured content to the name of the featured playlist up top? Can you guys see that? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. If you landed here, would you know in a minute what this channel was, if you were interested in subscribing, and if you wanted to watch any of the content? I think being very true to your value proposition and making it clear to the viewer is so important.
Man, well
thumbs
said.
up. Thumbs up. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
This is something I think we all consistently work on, trying to get better at connecting with the very viewers we're trying to reach and making it clear to them why they'd want to watch our content.
Right. Yeah, and if your channel is lacking that focus, then this is something for you to think about when you're finished with the stream today. Everything that we're going over today, it's YouTube best practices. So if you're thinking, oh, this doesn't apply to my channel, it does apply to your channel. You just need to really think outside the box if you're in some weird niche or something like that. We're like, it doesn't apply. I've got a music channel. It doesn't apply. It applies. You just have to think it through.
Yeah, and there's not, and we always say what we try to show here is not like the one template for all channels. What we're always trying to get you guys to think about is a better way to understand your target audience and connect with them. Every channel can do it differently, but we want to make sure that when we land here, if I was that target audience, would your channel connect with me, and would I be able to understand in a minute that's the kind of channel that I want to engage with?
Love it.
Streamer.
All right, we have 111 entries for the word streamer.
Perfect. Let's spin
Tiffany,
it.
aka
Tiffany.
Megan, are you ready? Who's it gonna be?
I'm hitting all the buttons. A repetitive strain injury. Let me pull up repetitive strain injury.
Repetitive
That's Deborah. I know
strain
Deborah.
injury. I just want to tell you on the name of the channel alone, it interests me.
What would you say
interests me.
this channel is about?
It better be about repetitive strains.
Well, I can't spell it right. If I can spell it right, I'll pull it up.
The Bagorga? What are you trying to type in up
I'm
there?
having a moment.
Repetitive, not the Gaborga. Repetitive
No, I know
strain
Deborah.
injury.
Don't worry, I can find Deborah. There we go. I actually know Deborah.
Okay.
So, I'm going to have to back off here because Deborah's one of the people who was in the battalion membership, and we work together trying to improve the experience on her channel. So I'm going to say very little, but I am going to pull up the wheel and let the wheel decide, Deborah, don't let me down, what it is we're looking at today and whether or not she's done it effectively. So let's spin that wheel, Tiffany.
Yeah, I'm your target audience, by the way.
Dee, I'm going to lean on you. You tell me if what she's doing right and what she's doing wrong.
Due to repetitive injuries, I can no longer control the mouse to run the show, so I'm sorry.
There we go. End screens. One of the things we talk about repeatedly, speaking about repetitive strain injury, we have repetitive strain injury from talking about end screens over and over again. Dee, please tell the people here in the replay what we mean by end screens and why they're important to growing a channel.
Absolutely. An end screen, aka an outro. Those are the videos you see at the end of people's videos, just like I'm showing on the screen right now. Sometimes they put more than one up there. That is another opportunity to lead the viewer into another piece of content. And the trick to that is making it a relevant piece of content. So if you know why they just watched the first video, think it through and say, okay, well, what would be attractive to someone who just watched this topic, and then give them that topic. Make it relevant.
Okay, so here's a video she has that has 3,500 views, so it's got a decent amount of views. I would expect at the end of this video, I want to see an end screen element pop up, so let me scroll near the end. And there we go, my friends, right there. She has one right there. I can see it. The one thing I would say here, Deborah, is be careful when you build the templates for your content. You're sitting here talking. I love this. I'm not the only one who gets the goofy face on the screen grab. She's like, do you have to stop right on that particular screen grab? I'm the one that's like, I'm always like, make sure that you don't have your screen happening in a way that there's so much clutter that it's hard to see that this is something to click. That's the one piece of advice. End screen, I think you've got it, but make sure you optimize so that it's not, you've got have fun, take care, you've got you talking, you've got it's very hard to see. If this was on mobile, I don't know that this would be screaming, hey, click here, you need to watch this next. Don't just put it there. Build in a way that it really focuses the viewer's eye at the end of your video to push them in that direction. But that's
so much for you're going to lean on me.
I leaned nowhere. I took over.
You did an about face and ran the other way with that.
See how I am?
Yeah, just in general, and you actually may have said this, and stop me if you did. I was doing something else here. But just in general, when your video ends, I would just focus everything on that video. Instead of making my eyes go somewhere else and try to, distract my focus. You might want them to subscribe to your channel, and if that's your purpose, that's fine. But if you're asking Daniel, hey, how do I grow my channel? Make sure you have the video up there and just lead them to that particular video.
Don't
give me a bunch of different things to look at.
Yeah, let me give you a quick example here. Here's a recent video that I put up, and at the end, when I wanted to push people in a specific direction, what I did was I used an end screen element. I can use any one of these. And I tried to make sure that when that happens, I'm using elements to push towards. I actually use an end screen element that says watch more with a big arrow, and I'm actually finishing up what I'm saying on screen shrunk down, but I'm pushing them towards, hey, watch more. Oh, and if you want to subscribe, here's the place to do it. So think about, don't just put them on screen. Think about how to present them in a way where it's not just throwing everything on a plate, where there's so much going on. It's like, I didn't even know I was supposed to click that next end screen element. Try to do things that push them in that direction.
Yep. Perfect.
But that's a win. That's one. What's the next thing we're going to look at?
Spin the wheel and find out. The next word to type in is views.
You ready, Tiffany? She's just giving me a glare.
Spin it. Hello, New Mexico.
All right, optimized title. I promise this time I will shut my mouth, Dee. Optimized titles on this channel. Let me pull it up, and you tell me if you think the titles on the RSI Repetitive Strain Injury channel are optimized. I'm going to the videos tab.
Yeah, when we're talking about optimized titles, we're simply talking about titles that speak directly to your target audience. Descriptive titles or compelling titles that pique someone's curiosity and makes them want to click, or it tells them exactly what the video is.
Repetitive strain injury. Why is my finger twitching?
Perfect.
Why do my hands go numb when I ride my motorcycle?
Oh.
The book trick for good posture plus an exercise correct. It gets truncated. Let me go down here. Why does my hand hurt when I write? Why am I constantly losing grip and dropping things? Repetitive strain truncated. Can push-ups give you carpal tunnel syndrome? What do you think?
Home run.
Home run. So
Home
optimized
well
titles,
done.
those are strong. Those are strong.
Those are really strong titles. Yeah.
I don't want to say that I've had some input on this channel, but does any of those tattoos and stuff look familiar right there? I'm just saying. I don't know if those things look familiar.
Yeah, well, I'm curious because being in Asia, I don't ride a motorcycle. I ride a scooter, which you guys might know in the U.S. is a moped. But I've never even thought about repetitive strain injury from riding a bike, from riding a motorcycle or a moped.
Yeah, that was one that actually Deborah reached out to me, and she was talking about a lot of people in her community had been asking her about things, you know, and we had a conversation. I said, my hands sometimes go numb when I ride my motorcycle for a long period of time. She's like, you're not alone. And I actually helped her make I gave her some footage, and I gave her a picture for the thumbnail for that. That's actually my hands and my Harley Davidson. And that did really well. That's her third highest performing video on the channel because she got hyper-focused into the conversation of repetitive strain injury, but as it relates to a broader target audience. Hey, do your hands go numb when you're riding a motorcycle or a moped or anything? That might be a repetitive strain injury from throttling and throttling. Let's talk about why that happens and what you can do to correct for it. It was a great video. I love that she made that one.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go back and watch that myself. So Story Retold asked a really good question. I'm glad you asked this question. Curious to hear how regular live streamed video channels are measured compared to an upload-centric channel. Now, Daniel, I want your input on this as well, but my input would be think about the replay, right? Once your live stream is finished, it is now a video. And then once it's a video, you are an upload-centric channel. Right? It's only live during the time that you're actually live. When you're finished, the replay counts. So it's smart to actually go back in, make sure your description is there, make sure your titles are optimized. You can still put optimized playlists together. You can still do all the best practices we're talking about, but with live streams that have turned into replayed videos.
Yeah. Boy, you stole my answer right there, right?
Perfect.
How would you compare a live band to an album you buy? Right? What's the difference? You expect
well, one of them I would steal.
Right. One you probably could fit in your pocket and walk out of the door. That's probably the difference. You can't put an entire band off stage and go like, oh, there's friends of mine. Pay no attention to the bulge in my pants. I'm going to get this stream demonetized. I think the same, exactly what Dee said. One of the things I would say is I would add to that and say, don't make excuses. Don't go, well, I have a live thing that I do. Listen, it all comes down to relevance and performance. So if you're going to decide to go live every week, hey, there's plenty of great channels. Linus Tech Tips does, not only does he do his edited content, but he has a live show that he does every week that's very, very effective. And they spend tons of time and effort building that live show. So when they do go live, it's super effective, not only in the moment, but provides value on the replay for people who may not be there while it's happening. Guess what? Do you know how much time and effort Dee and I spend on this show so that it not only provides value for the people who are pulled up, but someone watching in the replay so they could learn and do it in a fun and engaging way? I think that just because you're live, that shouldn't be some excuse to go, well, you know, it's live. Right. You should build things because content is content. You're trying to provide value to people based on what that content might be. Sometimes it's utilitarian and resource channels like what we're doing here, trying to teach you something. But sometimes it can be completely different. It could be live music. It could be gaming content. It could be all kinds of things. So think about making sure that whatever you build, whether it's a edited video, whether it's a live stream, whether it's shorts, whether it's a community tab post, whether it's a story on YouTube, all of those things are all considered content in your analytics, and they will give you metrics for how well those things are driving likes and views and subscribers. So think of it all as content and figure out how to build what we're trying to talk about as a content strategy. How does it all work together?
That's key, man. How does it all work together? That is so important. I know, and Daniel, because I know you have your own private one-on-one calls and you've got your group, and I've looked at so many channels where people are just hyper-focused on the single video. They're hyper-focused on a single video or a single live stream that they're doing, and they're not taking into any consideration how everything works together. Yeah.
And I think that was 2 hits for our good friend Deborah Quilter over at Harrison Repetitive Strain Injuries. So I think she's moving on to the next round, right? Yes, there we go.
Hey, by chance, do you still have that graphic talking about how things all work together? Do you still have the graphic that you showed last time that you posted on Twitter?
I can pull it up pretty quickly. Give me a minute. Let me get her into the
because I want to show that. And you should, if you don't mind, later send that over to me so I can actually keep that in the the brand here, because that's such a great graphic. All right, the next word to type in while Daniel's looking that up is the word views. go ahead and type that in. Hey, Pixel Pia. Nice to see you.
Hey, Pia.
Type that in. Got 110 individuals who have typed that in. And by the way, if you're watching this, if you're watching this on YouTube, which I believe we're not streaming to Facebook, are we? No, we're streaming just
Nope, just YouTube.
Just to YouTube. Make sure that the chat is actually in live chat and not in top comments. It's going to reorganize how your chat appears. I saw somebody talking about a delay, like a serious delay. It could be that that's backwards. Hey, Ed, how you doing? All right, you ready to spin this?
Yeah, let's do it. Go, Tiffany.
All right, let's go.
It's your birthday.
After we choose this winner, we can pull up the image.
Brown Gal Peace Lounge. Who doesn't love Brown Gal Peace Lounge? Let me find it.
Congratulations. You want to pull up that image after you...
let me find Brown Gal Peace Lounge first.
We've had her up here before, I think.
This name feels familiar. I think we've definitely. That's the great thing about doing this show is a lot of times we get the people who come back and they take some of the tips, they learn along the way, and then we get to actually bring them up, which is wonderful, and look at their channels again because they've made modifications of what they're doing. This is that graph. Was this the information data graph that you were talking about?
Yeah. Explain that in terms of like how things all work together. Explain.
Here's one that I want to talk to you about. If you look here, this was a series of videos that I did that all work together. And with every video I put out, I always tried to finish that video, make another video that I thought made sense after that, and I would use the cards, the end screens, the link in the description, the pinned comment to all push towards another video that I thought made a lot of sense in that series. And if you look up here, you notice that all of the view graphs now they all have different real-time views. This was a 48-hour screen capture time frame from a few weeks back. 48 hours. It's just 2 days. But look at all the view. Look at the profile of each view. Do you see how they all look identical? They all have the same weird graph to all the views, even though this one drove 40,000 views, 40,800 views in 48 hours. That one drove 73. That one drove 69. That one drove 55. This one drove 32. They were all videos that each one of these were pushing in a series, in a playlist, from one video to the next. And every time someone started watching one, if you look, the highest performing video, the one at the very top, let me scroll in a little faster here. Do you see what the highest performing traffic source was? It was browse. That meant it was being pushed in front of people who maybe had no idea who I was, or maybe had watched some of my content and had some of it in their recent watch history. That's the home page of YouTube. But then when you go to the next video, the highest performing traffic source is suggested. And then the one after that is suggested. And then the one after that is suggested with all these identical curves. It's because each one of these videos, when I built it, I said, there's another video that I think I want you to watch next that makes sense. And at the end of every video, I use cards, end screens, link in the descriptions, and pin comment, exactly what you're seeing on screen, so that my main video used all four elements together to push that viewer in one direction and one direction only, regardless of what they clicked. All four working together towards one common video. That's what allowed this chart to do really well, and allowed the series to keep pushing, so that each one you saw, they kept, they drive fewer views as you go down that rabbit hole for obvious reasons. When you ask someone to watch 7 videos as opposed to the first one, that's going to get fewer views at the end. But in that series, that's what happened. The minute one started doing well, it brought the entire train along with it, right? It was like a train. The lead car and then all the engines in that train down to the caboose.
Love it.
Brown Gal Peace Lounge, we got it.
All right,
hold on, let me get the screen back to a somewhat normal size.
In regard, as Creative Lady says, how is suggested different than YouTube homepage?
Oh, you want to do that really quick? I can show you that really quickly right here. Let me give you an example. So recommendation breaks down into basically, let me go to premium, into a couple areas. Recommendation is all the same. It just depends on where YouTube recommends that video. As you can see right now, I'm on the homepage of YouTube. I just logged into youtube.com, And this is what YouTube is recommending to me in Browse. Now, Browse can include things like recent watch history, channels that I've been watching and they might know about. It can include shorts from channels that I have watched. Look at that, Deborah Quilter. I was just there watching her video. Look who shows up as a #1 shorts recommendation, the repetitive strain injury. Why? Because I was just looking at her channel, right? Viewer behavior is impacting what YouTube is recommending. They're trying to understand me as a viewer. So they're going to keep putting stuff up here. There's going to be up posts, more repetitive strain injury because I just looked at it. Do you understand this? You seeing what happens here? The minute we spent time playing around and looking at her channel, look what YouTube starts recommending to me. Look at what YouTube thinks they think I might want to watch next. Not because of some magic trick she did. Based on viewer behavior, my behavior, what I did impacted that. So if she can get me to watch more of her content, watch one of her videos when it's presented, higher percentage of getting more of her videos and shorts recommended to me in Browse, the homepage. That's the homepage, which includes things like your subscription feed. It can include recommendations on that homepage. Now, suggested is a different thing. If I were to click on Deborah's video, suggested traffic is all the stuff that you're going to see down on the side, right? All of this stuff on the right-hand side, and it will include the stuff that comes when I get to the end and her video actually ends, and YouTube decides to then recommend a specific video. Like, so she's got her end screens and everything, but now it's up next. See, up next? She's done a great job so that YouTube is now recommending her video as an up next and pushes towards an up next based on what it knows about me as well. So that's the difference. Is suggested is up next, sidebar. Browse tends to be more of the YouTube channel, the YouTube homepage itself, the entire YouTube when you log in and go to YouTube, before you've made any decisions, what it's going to recommend to you there. That Browse is really powerful.
Suggested is also your own links. Link in the description.
That's another thing too.
In comments.
One of the
you
things
can be your own form of suggested traffic just by linking out to your other videos or other playlists.
Let me show you this. Traffic sources, YouTube support. Here's one of the things that Dee and I talk about a lot of times. Understand your reach. Let me go down to traffic sources. Let me get this scrolled in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. One of the things we talk about a lot is your traffic sources. And these are traffic from within YouTube. Let's click on that and let's learn. By definition, YouTube says that Browse is traffic from home, the homepage of YouTube, subscriptions, watch later, trending, explore, and other browsing features, right? But when we go down to suggested, this is why we push so hard for you to take advantage of this. Suggested videos, this is suggested. Traffic from suggestions that appear next to or after other videos, like we just showed you. But here's a big important thing that people forget. And from links in video descriptions. Right there. That means that if you put a link in your video description, right? If you have a link out from one of your videos and you put it in the description of that video and someone clicks on it, that actually can improve your suggested traffic. You can be your own best suggested traffic. So when I was showing this graph that I showed earlier, I don't think I still have it up here anymore, but that graph that you had asked about, I don't have it up. I apologize. Is what it is that becomes that makes it super easy to push towards more of your own content, because if you actually can be your own best suggested and start pushing towards more of your own stuff, that's a super easy way using things that like your link in the description, your cards, your end screen, all of that can get the viewer to start doing very specific traffic signals that it sends back to YouTube. And if you do that well, that's the kind of thing that can really impact the way that YouTube starts recommending themselves. Because if you can get enough people to start doing the very same thing, YouTube picks up on that. Viewer behavior. What are a lot of people doing? Are they all clicking on the pinned comment card, link in the description and end screen? Where are they going when they click those? And if they're all going to one place, then YouTube says all these people are going in one direction. Why don't we start recommending the direction of where they seem to be going? And if you have one video in mind or one playlist in mind, that can be super powerful. It can change the landscape.
Man. Type in yes in the chat if you just learned something.
I hope
I'm gonna
so.
I'm gonna type in all capital letters.
Okay,
just
where are we
like
at this
yes.
last channel?
Yes.
My
Type
brain's
that
on.
in, man. That was so well said. So well said. So, yep. Brown gal.
Brown gal. Peace
We
Lounge.
gotta
Let's
spin
go
it.
here. Let's make sure we got the channel. Okay, so we didn't spin the wheel yet. Let's actually take a look at what we're going to see here at the Brown Gal Peace Lounge. Tiffany?
All right. Looks like everybody's learning something. I love it. Give us a thumbs up if you learned something, and thank you. That's why we're here.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be free spin. Clear thumbnails. Now, I just ran my gums way too long. Dee, can you please tell us what we mean by clear thumbnails and why they're important?
Yeah, I don't want to run as long as you just did, but a clear thumbnail, an optimized thumbnail, is an effective thumbnail that stops the viewer from scrolling and gets clicked or gets tapped. Now, some things here that can help with that are if you are putting text on your thumbnails, make sure the text is easy to read. Less is usually more when it comes to thumbnails. Don't put really skinny or fancy pants cursive fonts on there. Use bold, simple fonts just like you see here, and keep contrast in mind, right? You'll notice that some of the contrast, like go to Winter Wonderland, for example. That's not a lot of contrast. Go to that sec, right? Not a lot of contrast there. But if you go over to Wonderful Winter, look at that one, right? You see the difference between the two. One of them has a lot of contrast and one of them does not.
Yeah, speaking of contrast, this one is the most curious squirrel in the world. Can you see it?
No. No, but at the same time, that might get people to click.
Yeah. Good.
Maybe.
Good.
Maybe. That's something I would test. I would say, no, this isn't good, but at the same time, I would test that if it's working. So my question is, and I can't see the view count, is it working?
Yeah, 240. I love the title, but it is one of those things like I had to like.
You know what would
scroll
work?
in, like, can I see it?
You know what would work if that was smaller and you couldn't see the squirrel like there, but there was a red circle around it.
Yeah.
So
right.
People are like, "Whoa, what is going on with that squirrel?
What's happening? What am I? I can't see it. It's like the word find or the photo hunt, right?
Exactly. Yeah. A little arrow
so
or a
what
little
would you
circle.
say,
Right.
Based on clear thumbnails, what would you say, looking at some of these thumbnails, do you think this channel has fairly clear thumbnails about what they're talking about? Rose meditation, 5-minute rest, gratitude, release stress, autumn meditation.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there are some things that I would definitely do different, but I definitely heading in the right direction. So I say yes.
Cool, that's a win. We do love a win. All right, let's pull up the wheel and see what we're going to look at next. Move faster.
Yeah, that's
and make
squirrel,
up for
man.
my
I
baby.
would have all kinds of fun with that squirrel thumbnail. That's great.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
There we go, Megan. Make a note that we have a free spin for this channel when I forget and we go to kick them out. You gotta make sure that I actually give them a free spin. Let's go again. So they get one extra spin. Right now they have one win, one hit. So if they get best 2 out of 3. What? That's the one. Winner's choice. This is a new slice. Dee, can you explain this one?
Absolutely. So this is a brand new slice that we put in for the winner's choice, and you need to be quick with this. You tell us what you want us to look at, but we will not watch videos for obvious copyright reasons. But we'll look at anything except for your videos.
Right.
So go ahead and type in and let us know.
Well, tell us what you'd like to look at. Now, this could be anything, including what would you recommend for me to get monetized more quickly? Anything that you're thinking of that you think that you've been struggling with on your channel, this is a win for you. You get to pick what we're looking at.
Yeah, love it. We'll wait for you to.
Brown Gal Pace Lounge is the only one who gets to speak right now. Everyone's throwing stuff in. You know, we're doing that, some of the words, but only Brown Gal Peace Lounge is the one who can tell us. Do we have it? What is it?
Clear titles.
What was it?
Clear titles.
Clear titles. All right, let's look and make sure she has done clear titles. And I'm going to let Dee run with this one. Dee, here's some of the titles that
she wants
are
us to
on
look
here.
at her titles.
Clear titles, yes. She's asked if she wants to know if she's doing clear titles. The most curious squirrel in the world, unguided meditation. Soft, fluffy white snow blankets, New York City and New Jersey, winter ambience. Healing ocean sounds, moon and nocturnal energy, peaceful night. Winter light show, winter wonderland, winter New York. I can keep going.
Okay.
You tell me.
Yeah, let me stop you right there. I'll say this. Remember the channel we looked at where in their channel art it looked like they were trying to just cram a bunch of text in there and try to be all things. I would say instead of trying to shove all of these different things into your thumb or into your title here, healing ocean sounds, moon and nocturnal energy, peaceful night, instead of trying to cram all those things in there, try to come up with just one attractive title for each one of the videos instead of just trying to cram things in there. But some of these are also confusing, right? Like the most curious squirrel in the world. Now, if this has something to do with meditation, if this is something niche specific that your target audience would understand, but as someone who is not your target audience, those seem like two different things to me. And talking about snow blankets in New York and New Jersey, I'm not sure what that has to do with winter ambiance.
Yeah, I'm going to give my 2 cents in here. I think there is an old school methodology where people think they need to cram all sorts of keywords into their title, and somehow YouTube will magically see the right combination of words that you've stuffed in there, and then all of a sudden start putting it in front of people. Like Winter Light Show, Winter Wonderland, Winter New York. You've got the word winter in there 3 times. Winter Light Show, Winter Wonderland, Winter in New York. It's like I'm asking you a simple question like, hey, what did you guys do this weekend? And you went Winter Nightland, Winter Wonderland, Winter New York, Winter, like you're trying to guess some game show thing, and like it's 2 words, starts with the W. Like I don't, instead of optimizing for the viewer, like what was this?
New York Winter Wonderland.
Right. And would you know that this is a meditation video based on Winter Light Show, Winter Wonderland, Winter New York?
No, not at all.
I wouldn't either. I think you're optimizing for the machine instead of doing... Let me give you a tip here. If you're ever thinking about what to title your video, especially for utility and resource channels, think about sitting here with me and Dee, and if we said, hey, forget titles, forget the title. Give me one short sentence and tell me what this video's about. And if you were able to say to me, this is, maybe it was, let me go to a different one. This was, I have a video that's like sort of like calming ocean sounds that people can listen to if they're in a stressful mood, and it'll be able to de-stress them. Then I'd be like, okay, so I want to read something that would say something like, healing ocean sounds. I didn't need to have moon nocturnal energy / peaceful night / Just tell me what it is and go, hey, here's a 9 minutes of peaceful healing ocean sounds to help you bring your stress level down. Tell me that, because that will make me click if that's the thing I'm looking for.
Yeah, and since you're doing meditation, I mean, look at some of the more successful channels in your niche and look at how they're crafting things. Look at how they're putting things together. Why don't you search for some of that, Daniel?
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I think a lot of these channels don't do it well. But I will say this.
Some of them don't. Let's see.
I'm going to say right off the bat, the #1 resource when I put meditation in was the 10-minute meditation for healing. Simple, straightforward. I understand what it is, whether I need this or not. It was simple and easy. There's no vertical bars, and then they didn't repeat it. They didn't say meditation 10 minutes, healing, meditation, healing. They kept it simple. 2 years ago, 1.1 million views, a 10-minute meditation for healing. So if that's what I was looking for, that would be a video I would be interested in. Now, that same channel, when I scroll down, 13 million views, 10-minute meditation for anxiety. Simple, understandable. Some of these things, you have to be really careful when it comes to getting into YPP nowadays because they've been changing the rules, but it's simple and it's easy to understand and it's not complicated.
Okay. So let's roll with this. So Car Snob Media says you're not looking up the right words.
They recommend putting in. What would you like me to look up, Car Snob Media?
But this is really important though. Ambience meditation is how you would look it up, but Daniel just put in meditation. So what this says is different people look different ways, be it 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, etc. But the results are what matter here. So if you type in ambience meditation, go ahead and type that in.
Well, let me teach our friend over here. Oh, they got a new one. I like the way they changed it now. This is very different.
While you do that, I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah, let me teach you about what you said. Now, you said that ambience meditation was what I should be paying attention to. Okay, there's an ambience meditation. The interest in that over time, this is looking at, I'm going to look globally. I'm going to change. This is actually using Google's interior trends that will report back to us based on what people have globally been using as search terms. And if you think they're important, here we go. I'm going to use worldwide, all categories in the past, let's go past, I don't know, 12 months. This has been the interest in ambience meditation. Now let's look at what the interest is in meditation. So when you start thinking about, now you can understand red represents how many people are interested in meditation overall, and blue, which you can't even see, is how many people are interested in ambience meditation. So as much as you want to try to define these niches, I'm telling you that if you start making videos that focus too much on what you think the machine wants and doesn't focus on what people are actually interested in, you're going to lose every time. There's plenty of tools that can help you better understand the kinds of things that people actually want to watch. Because if you look, here's the interest regions globally for ambience, for meditation. It's a global thing. It's got really big interest, especially Western, and then going into places of Russia and parts of South Africa and parts of Europe. And then when you go down to ambience meditation, here's the global interest. Sorry, there's not enough data to show you. Doesn't mean that nobody's interested in it, but it's so niche down that it can tell you if you're going to start focusing on trying to optimize for the machine, you're choosing the wrong target words, because nobody is really interested in that. There's no significant data that shows interest. You're much better off trying to figure out targets that make sense, that would want to get a viewer to watch your content. So the thing I would tell you right off the bat is when you're thinking about Brown Gal Peace Lounge, think about how you can try not to build, and everybody watching this, think about how you can potentially make titles that are easier for the viewer to understand at a glance. If I saw this in the scroll and saw Winter Light Show, Winter Wonderland, Winter New York, and this was all about what Brown Gal Peace Lounge is telling me, this is her channel by her own description. Says it's welcome peace seekers. I'm Tatiana, Afro-Latina who loves all things Zen. I have a background. She talks a lot about herself. To finally get to the purpose of the channel. The purpose of this channel is to offer a safe space for viewers to relax, unwind, and take a deep dive into Zen vibrations. That's where, now Tatiana, one of the things I would tell you and everybody else, make sure you lead with the thing that would get people to understand why they would want to watch. I would be starting off with, welcome to the channel where we offer you a safe space for viewers to relax, unwind, and take a deep dive into Zen vibrations. I would tell you that that is meditation. I would tell you that is all about ambience, all those things. But it has to scream that from the outside in. And if it doesn't, what happens is you start struggling. And if you make it harder to the viewer to understand when they read a video title that says, you know, I love healing ocean sounds, doesn't mean that that's the best topic, but at least I kind of understand it. It's all the other stuff you started adding in afterwards that becomes problematic. So just kind of consider those kind of things. Think about the fact that here's the one. Let me ask you guys in the chat a big question. Let me see if who can get this one. This is this channel. It is called Brown Gal Peace Lounge. It says that she is a meditation channel. Every time she publishes a video, who is her biggest competition? Throw it in the chat. Tell me, who is Brown Gal Peace Lounge's biggest competition every time she publishes a video? See if to throw it in the chat. Tell me what you think, and let's see if we can get a better perspective on how to try to make content that can really move the needle. Who's her biggest competition? I'm reading the chat. I'm trying to pay attention. I see Carsnob Media says great meditation. I see Big K Crypto says yoga YouTubers. I see some people say herself. That's a great, I love that one. You're right. The biggest competition, I would say your biggest competition for growth is yourself. But you know who Brown Gal's Peace Lounge biggest competition is, and your competition is?
I know the answer to this.
Tell them, D.
The answer is all of the interests of your target audience.
There you go. Because you know what? This is exactly it. When you publish a video, if I'm your target audience, they're going to stick your video right here in places like Browse up against, you know, Audio Haze or Huberman Lab Clips or Landon Bailey or Johnny Libsham Studios or JHS Pedals, the other interests of the viewer. It's not about who else is making content similar to you, because that only applies in search, and search is less than 30% of the views every single day on YouTube. Over 70% come from recommendation, which means you need to make sure that you connect with that viewer when your video is presented against other things. Like right now, here is our live stream. And who are we competing against? Ryan Reynolds.
Well, you lost right there.
We just lost.
Yeah, we just lost right there, Ryan Reynolds.
Music. We're up against Good Morning America, which is sort of stuff that's trending. So we're up against trending stuff. My other interests like Devin Stone at Legal Eagle, Justin Hawkins from he's got a great channel. Justin Hawkins Rides Again.
Justin Hawkins Rides Again.
So all of the other interests, and if someone else, every one of you, if you opened up YouTube homepage right now, you would get different results because your interests are different than mine. So remember that we're always competing against the other interest of the viewer, and we're trying to win out in our conversation. We're hoping today that more people are interested in getting their channel reviewed and coming here having some fun than they are in, you know, changes at Mint from Ryan Reynolds. Good luck with that, because it's Ryan, but we're hoping.
All right.
Where did we leave off? You walked away, and I was filling in there for a minute.
I did. I quit for a moment, and I was walking, and I was like, I can't leave him hanging.
I think that was a two. Was that two? Does that two strikes? Where were we at? Did we have a?
No, she did.
No, she has a free spin too. I'm spinning.
Yeah, that was a free spin.
All right, well, let's go. Let's go one more time.
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Kind of went off on a tangent on that one, but it was.
You keep giving me room to speak. Don't do that.
It was needed.
Sometimes. Now we do need some Zen. Featured link in the description. D, your turn to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have an image for that too. A featured link in the description looks like this. Preferably, it's above the show more, or on a mobile it says read more. However, there are some layouts where you can't see it that way. But the key here, we're looking for something intentional. That might mean that you're linking out to another video, another playlist, or maybe you're trying to sell something. So maybe it links out to something you're trying to sell as an affiliate or your own product, or drive someone into your email list. The key here is an intentional link in the description.
So here's a description of our most recent video, and it's got a lot of description in there. It's got a lot of hashtags, but it has no link whether I expand it or not. So unfortunately, that's a strike. We have a free spin.
Is that number one
here,
or number
though.
2 strikes?
Yeah, but we have a free spin, right? So we're going to go one more.
I think that was number 1 strike.
Well, either way, I'm going again. Just because I talked so much, she deserves another shot at it.
All right.
She's dealing with my mouth flapping.
Sid, that's Justin Hawkins from The Darkness. Yes. Fantastic channel.
He's great.
I love his channel. Justin Hawkins Rides Again.
Chat's choice, throwing it out to you guys in the chat. You guys, anything you see in the wheel or anything that you've seen previously in the wheel, call it out. Let us know what you think we should take a look at on this channel. You tell us, and we're going to go with what you tell us we should look at.
Yep. What's it going to be?
Where's those lions? There they are.
Lions weren't hungry enough. I had to dangle some meat.
Throw a chicken.
I got cards. Let's make it cards. We got 3 people talking about cards.
All right, I'm going to go back a little. I'm going to go to... Here's one of the things I always use as a trick. If you're going to choose videos that you think you should be adding any of the things that we talk about, try to find some videos that are actually currently doing well. I can't tell. I don't know if I have the recent analytics, but I can look at videos and go, what's been popular and what seems to be newer. Here's a video from 9 months ago, so it's reasonably new. That's got 1,300 views. That's one of our highest performing videos. That's the one that I would like to see a card in because it's being surfaced. It's being put in front of viewers. And when I look, thank goodness, I see a big white dot at the top, which means she's actually using cards in this video. Fantastic. Well done. That is a win.
Well done.
I'm going to call
now, again, remember we were talking about a strategy and how you can take your cards, your end screens, the link in the description, your pinned comment, and you could link them all to a similar video and do what Daniel did when he showed that graphic earlier. We're not holding that against you if you don't, but that is a tactic.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sending her on. It was so much talking in there that I don't care if it's 2 wins, 3, 5. She's moving on to the final round. We got to move on to another contestant here because she's tolerated so much.
All right. Give you guys just a couple more seconds here to type in watch time with no space in the middle. Tiffany, are you ready?
Tiffany, go for it.
I think we're alone now.
We need a Tiffany graphic.
Yeah, we need a Tiffany graphic.
Oh man, the Star Wars
Talk
obsession.
about timing. And I know there's some Star Wars geeks in here. Who was watching? Disney just had their big thing yesterday, announcing all the new Star Wars movies coming out, and announced Ahsoka and some other good ones. Super excited for that. Did you find it already?
Yeah, right there. I'm on it.
All right, awesome.
Last episode of Mandalorian, huge guest stars in that one. Really fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Now the wheel, as we said, with every spin of the wheel, every slice we land on gets removed. So the chances of landing on the other things, which can be free merch, elimination, get a little more increased chances of hitting those spots. So thin wheel. Let's spin it, Tiffany, and see what we got.
Let's go.
Pinned comment. Dee, you got a great graphic that explains not only what that is and why they should use it, but can you show people what we mean by pinned comment and why it's important?
Absolutely. A pinned comment is just like the link in the description. We're looking for an intentional comment that you write and you pin. Now, if you're trying to grow your channel, obviously that would link out to another relevant video or relevant playlist. But if you're trying to make money, that could link out to something that you're trying to sell or driving them into your sales funnel, etc. And remember, this is the strategy here, right? Cards, end screens, pinned comments, link in the description, all posting to the same video. Not necessary, but it's a great tactic.
I picked a video that was not their most recent, but the one prior to that, that has 823 views from 6 months ago. I scrolled down, and there is no pinned comment. You are leaving views on the table.
I hate to strike you down like that, but
don't make him stronger than he ever possibly could imagine.
Yeah,
by striking him down. But that's okay. It's still the wheel. He has another chance because there's always a chance to stay in the game. Let's write anyone. Please write the word "the wheel" if you're looking to get back up here and have your channel picked up as a contestant. Write "the wheel" into chat. But let's actually spin the wheel and see what we're looking at next.
Hey Daniel, when we're finished with this, somebody's asking how to actually pin a comment.
Yeah, we can show you that really easily.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
I hate to see.
Lions
see a Star Wars channel go down in flames like that.
Man.
But keep playing, as you always know, because we know the Star Wars, that channel has been in here before. So make sure you keep playing because you can get pulled right back up here again. Let me show you what a pinned comment might look like. Let me do this. I'll go quickly to my channel, one of my videos. Mine already have comments on. If you are looking at your own video, whether it's on mobile or desktop, pick one of your videos. And what you want to do is go down to the comments section, and you can see here you have the ability to comment on your own video, right? So you can comment on your own video and say something. I did that, but after you comment and you hit enter, right, you'll have this 3-dot ellipsis. If you hover over that, once it's actually been posted, it'll give you options. Now, this video, I have a comment that's been pinned. So my option is to unpin it. You get 3 options. You can either edit your video, you can delete it, or you can pin it. So put a comment in your own video, and then once it's posted, go back and hover over for the 3-dot ellipsis and choose pin. And it'll stay at the top no matter how many other comments come in, right? Your comment always stays right at the top, right below the person who's adding their own new comment. So it's a great way to get whatever you want them to see to stay right in front of their face.
Yep, well said. So they're eliminated, and we have to spin for someone else right now. So
let's do it.
Type in the wheel, as in the wheel decides, no space in between. We'll let a few more people get that in there, and then we're going to spin it.
The wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel.
Cool whip.
The wheel.
The wheel.
The wheel decides. All right. Tiffany, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's get in that smoke wagon and see what happens.
I love that.
Box Van D. Box Van D. Name 2 possessions
Van
that my
D.
co-host has. Box
Yeah.
and Van.
That's right. Box Van D. Congratulations.
Wow, 27,300 subscribers. Love seeing channels that
Way to
are
go.
making their mark on the platform. But I'm not going to look
go.
at anything.
Yeah.
Let me grab the wheel. Oh, and the wheel has got some really slim pickings. Box Van D.
good.
I,
Yeah.
I apologize for what happens next, but Eliminated is gone. So I think we're in a good place here. Let's see what we're going to actually look at on the Box Van D channel. I like any channel that has the name D in it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, there, look. Whoops, what was that one? Hey, listen, if it's got D in the title, I think you should choose what it is we're going to look at on this channel.
Do I only choose from what's available?
No, you can choose whatever you want.
Let's look at
I'm not going to pull up the channel quite yet. I don't want you to see it.
optimized playlists.
Optimized playlists. All right, so let's go back over. So when I go to the Box Van D channel, let's see. I'm only looking at what's on the homepage right now, which isn't always the perfect way to see if they have optimized playlists. But I'm seeing past live streams, playlists, featured channels, popular videos, my DIY projects.
Close.
Grab that. Things I have built or created. My songs, poetry, and masks and stories. Poetry, masks, and stories. My nomadic confession series.
Ooh, I bet that's
Series of videos describing how I overcame something. Not gonna how I overcame. Period. I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Those are the playlists.
The wrong syllable.
Let me go to the playlists tab and read some playlists. Wait, no, these are saved playlists. Sorry. Oh, yeah, one of those things we should talk about one of these days. Don't save other people's playlists. Playlist. My playlist vids and content, travel and camping, Dee's van, car, trailer, builds, my life story, my songs, poetry, masks, and stories. Dee, this is all on you, pal.
Man, I hate doing this. You have a couple of somewhat optimized playlists. And again, let me put this image up here to show you what an optimized playlist really looks like. An optimized playlist has a title that's very descriptive, that speaks to your target audience, has a description that's very descriptive, that speaks to your target audience. And I'm not seeing that there. Go back to their homepage.
Yeah.
And I can't see some of your video titles. Let me scroll down here to videos. Let me zoom in. Bloopers, recording. How did we get here? Yeah, so first and foremost here, I'm seeing a disconnect. So when I'm thinking, I could be totally wrong. Box Van D. Do you mean Box Van D as a play on like Boxcar, as in like Boxcar Willie? Is that how you're doing that? So you're kind of like a nomadic musician type person going around, like instead of a boxcar, you're doing it in a van. Is that what you're doing? Because if so, then the music stuff makes more sense, but I had to think about it.
Yeah, let me give you a little hint
let's read
here
it.
to decide if we think, you were going with the playlists. It's hard. This is one of those things. It's hard if one of the things we always talk about is if you have a very dialed in value proposition, it makes all the other pieces of your channel so much easier to build. So here's Box Van D saying, I live in a box van. So I should understand that the premise is this is a van life channel. I live in a box van. And then I want to understand what the value proposition and who the target audience is and why they would watch. And maybe you tell me that the value proposition is understanding who you are, your lifestyle, the things you go through, and your adventures living in this box van. So when I look at your about, right? What's your channel about? The 3 W's. What is your channel about? Who's the target audience? Why should they watch? I should get that from every subsection of your channel. When I look at your channel art, I should understand that. When I look at your playlists, I should understand that. When I look at your thumbnails and your video titles, I should understand what your channel's about, who your target audience is, and why they should watch. And when I come to your About tab, I'm a 70-year-old senior. God bless you, 70 years old out there in the box van living that hard life. Love it.
That's awesome.
I've been a nomad all my life. For 6 years, I've been in the Arizona desert. My YT channel is all about my nomadic journey. Things change as you get older, so I've learned to adapt. So that's what I expect from what you told me. It's about your nomadic journey living as a 70-year-old senior in a box van. That's what I want to be screamed at me when I look at any portion of it. Now, the channel art I don't think is perfect, but I kind of get it. Senior life, nomad life, home base. It's rough, but I get it. But then when we go to your playlists, I personally think you come up short because you're using things like past live streams, playlists, featured channels, popular videos, my DIY projects. Does not scream to me the thing that you want to scream. If that's what it's like, what I, building my DIY van life projects. If you just put in the words van life or box living in my DIY projects from building out the box van I live in. If there's just that extra bit that allows me to understand, right, then it makes sense. The same way, think about this, Box Van D. Would you make a video titled My DIY Projects? Would you go, today's video is called My DIY Project? My guess is you probably wouldn't, because you go, well, it's not descriptive enough. It wouldn't explain exactly what I'm trying to say in the video. Same is true with your playlist titles. Try to make sure that they represent the journey. This is great too. My songs, poetry, masks, and stories. That's perfect, but I don't understand out of context that these are all things that you're doing from the confines of a nomadic life in a box van. If it's like, if you had said to me, I spend my, spending my time in the box van creating songs, poetry, and stories, at least I would understand that that's you in the box van living there, and this is how you spend your recreational time, being creative. It would be part of the journey. I don't get it from just the way you presented it right here.
Yep. Yeah, I love that. Again, I'm going to put this on the screen again. Take a screenshot of this, take a picture with your phone, and every aspect of your channel, from your playlist titles to your video titles to your channel art to what you write in your descriptions to what you write in your About Me page, does that all fit in with your value proposition? What is your channel about? Who is your target audience and why they should watch your channel? That's so important to get clarity. I struggled trying to figure out exactly what your channel is about, because from where I'm looking at it, everything's really shrunk down, so I can't really see your video title. So I'm just kind of like playing on some information, unless a little bit of information that Daniel gives me, unless I zoom in on the playlist.
Yeah, I know this is tough for Dee to see sometimes. Can I show you an example of what we're talking about? I don't mean to stay here and harp, but this is important for every one of you following along in the chat and trying to grow your own channel. Yeah. Here are videos, when we talk about really understanding your target audience and building for them, here are the top four, the most recent 4 videos from this channel. One of them is a standout, and let me know if you can spot it. 2 days ago, 460 views, 4 bloopers of me recording my new original song. Do you understand anything about that being van life and the kind of stuff you can expect from the channel? No. Box Van D, original song, Box Van Boogie Duet. 1,100 views 3 weeks ago. You guys feeling that idea of living in a box van and the struggle and the things you go through? How did we get here? Oh Lord, my original song, 1,200 views 13 days ago. And look what happens when Box Van D gets back to the conversation that she promised her target audience. 9 days ago, 18,000 views. When a nomad can't nomad anymore, still thriving. Suddenly got back to the conversation and was rewarded with 18,000 views. Literally blowing away any of her most recent videos because she got back to the thing and made it clear to the viewer, we're here talking about that nomad senior life. When she does that, that's when things really start taking off. I'm saying she because I see she, but it's a guy. It looks like a couple. I don't know which one is D. I'm sorry if D, if you're the I think you're. I'm going to go with the woman. I'm going to say D's the leader here.
Sort by most popular. Sort by most popular. I'm just curious what's connecting.
Yeah, most popular. Let's see what's worked out. Okay. Most popular. Great thing to look at. 69,000 views. Solo nomad woman converts her own box van at 68.
Home run. That's the title.
But
That's it right there. Yeah.
Huge home run.
And look at how well it connected.
Because it nailed exactly what to expect from this channel week after week. I'm an older person who's on my own converting my own box van at 68 years old. 2 years, 69,000 views. Newest video, bloopers of me recording my original song, 460 views 2 days ago. Struggling to get the kind of traction that the content that the real target audience would respect and watch, not respect, that's a bad word, would engage with, would connect with. Really think about that. Dee, you've proven that you can connect when you want to. Think about how to really dial that in. And if you're gonna, talk about making songs, then talk about a lot of times when I'm here and living in my box van, some of the time I spend writing songs. Don't just make blooper reels. Tell the story about how you spend that time in that box van. A lot of times you pull out a guitar and you'll write songs. People can relate to the story of what they want to know, the story of what it's like, your age, living in that box van, how that lifestyle is, and the things that you do every day. Focus on that and make sure that you always package it in a way that people can relate to that and understand at a glance that's what the content's about.
You could put a whole playlist together of just something like songs from the road, how to, lonely songs about the nomadic life or something like that.
Songs I've written while living in my box van at 68 years old.
There you go.
Anything that make sure that out of context, the pieces of the puzzle still represent the value proposition. If you can do it, I don't need to preach. Dee doesn't need to preach. The data will prove it true. Solo nomad woman converts her own box van at 68. That's when you get 69,000 views. When you stick to the thing that people are really there to watch. Okay.
What else have they responded to?
There's a DIY compositing toilet for women. I'm sure
composting.
That was one of composting. Sorry, composting. So it's a toilet that you have to put in the van because when you're going to build out a van you're going to live in, you have to have a composting toilet. Why I'm selling my camping trailer, but it's pieces of that ambulance tour.
RV living.
It starts, cheap RV living. It starts doing that. Here's when you start doing more of the nomad stuff. When a nomad can't stop nomad, look at this is the coolest thing. Of 2 years of publishing, the video she made 9 days ago is in the top 10. It's in the number 9 spot. It's only 9 days old. And that's what happens when she comes back to the real conversation. When she can today crush it when she gets back to the conversation. She can compete with stuff from years ago. Right? Everything in the top row here. 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 9 days ago. When she competes is when she gets back to talking to that target audience again.
Man. Yeah, and this applies to everyone in here. If you're watching this, and first of all, you should be thinking, go Dee, because what she's doing is amazing. But the second thought should be, how does this apply to my channel? And am I doing these things, or am I doing the opposite of these things? This applies to everyone in here. You have to think about what your audience is into and look at what they're connecting with, right? As creators, it gets really difficult. I know I've made videos, and Daniel, I'm sure you've made videos too, and I'm sure everyone in here has made videos that you think your audience is going to like, and maybe they don't like them, and you just keep making them. You just keep making, you're like, well, that didn't connect. Maybe I'll make another one. Maybe they'll like this one. And that doesn't connect either. And then you look at your library and you see the stuff that is connecting. And you can look in your data and see what's connecting right now too. You can see, okay, well, these videos are popular right now on my channel for this 24-hour period. 28-day period.
Yeah. If I was going to give a tip here, Dee, let's give some constructive, let's give some full-on channel consultation advice.
Let's go.
I'm on the third row here, and I'm looking at what's done really well. Nomad woman, 68, disabled, builds out box fan by herself.
Hold on. And she's disabled? That's a whole, you're just adding a whole nother niche onto this. Like,
you're giving the viewer so many reasons to click and watch. My honest review of the 2020 R2 ARC isn't as important as how to get out of debt, my system, solo female nomad. So now you're bringing in the debt factor. Box van, my box van tour. If I were you today, Dee, forget about making videos about your bloopers of your song. Tomorrow, today, tonight, after you're done with the stream, what is your target audience interested in? The idea of you being an older person, I say older, not that much older than me, but an older person who is living a nomadic life, living in a box van. What do we want to know? Tell the story. So how long have you, I know that you've been posting videos for 3 years at least, because I can see them on your channel. The next video I'd think about making is, I've been living in my box, 68-year-old woman living, or what are you ever at now, 71-year-old woman living in her box van for 3 years, what I've learned along the way. Yeah. Give me that. Give me that thing. Talk about the thing that you do, and then explain to people so that the people who are your target audience, your true target audience, are people who have no idea who you are, but would be interested in the conversation. So you have to present it that way. You know, what I've learned as a 70-year-old woman living in a box van, a disabled box van by myself for the last 3 or 4 years, however long it's been, what I would do different. And you might not have done anything different, but bring them down the rabbit hole. Oh my gosh, what have you learned? Lessons I've learned on the road, what, you know, how I survive. There's so many cool things that you could take today because you now have the experience behind you. Branch out and talk about, always package it in a way that everyone goes, what's going on here? She's how old? She's living in a box van by herself, solo. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's your edge.
Click. I want to watch.
That's your edge. Everybody's always looking for their edge. Everyone's looking, how can I stand out? That's it. That's your thing. And your story, like, how did you get here? How are you surviving? How are you doing all this? And I would love to see an entire playlist, just how you, and I don't know what your disability is, but I would love to see an entire playlist just dedicated to your disability, targeting people who may have the same disability that you have, teaching them how they can live the box life, or just showing them around. Hey, this is a disability that I have. Here's how I've overcome this disability while living in a box van.
And that means when something that will start getting people invested in you through the story. So then you can start making content when something big happens, like the transmission went on my box van. Yeah. You know, you can make a video saying the transmission went on my box van and I don't know how I'll be able to fix it, or just something like that. People see it, they see your face, and they go, oh my God, that's Box Van Dee. We know her very well. When she posts something saying, I just lost the transmission in my box van, we're already down the rabbit hole. So all the people who have watched all the other stuff and followed the story, they care for you. They want to know, are you okay? Were you able to fix it? What happened? Are you going to be able to survive on the road? So you start leveraging their interest in you instead of their interest in, you know, the other silly stuff like how to build out a box van. They're more interested in you, how you did it, and what you've got on your plate next. Story. I'm going to say this one last time. I've said this before. I have no intention of ever moving up to the cold waters of Alaska and getting on a boat and learning how to fish for crab. But I swear to God, every time Deadliest Catch comes on, I watch that show because story. That show is not about teaching me how to catch crab. That story is based around crab fishermen who I've learned along the way. I get excited when they pull up crab pots and they're full. I have no stake in that game. Why am I excited when they pull up a full pot? Or why am I sad when they pull up an empty pot? Because I'm invested in the people telling the story. So for you especially, Dee, both D's, above me and then this way. Make sure that you're always building content that gets people invested in you so that they feel attached. They feel like they get to know you, and then you can tell stories that way that you can make the kind of content you want to make.
Yeah. Somebody said she's not in here anymore.
That's all right. She can watch on the replay.
If she's gone and someone knows her, please let her know that she can watch this in the replay, because we just gave a ton of insight on her channel.
And listen, this wasn't just for her. If you guys all in here, whether she's one of the biggest mistakes that we see creators make. Yes.
Her name is Dee. It was for her specifically.
Okay, perfect. Dee. So that's awesome.
She's in here. She's in here. Okay, perfect. Okay. No, it's for everybody.
Yeah, listen, I want every one of you to be able to take the same advice, the ability to really target your audience, understand why they would want to watch, and make content that week after week brings them back to your channel. right? If they've watched last week's channel, a day in the life of bloopers, like they don't. What is that? While they might love. Nomad Woman 68 disabled builds out a box van by herself. The 15,000 people who watch that would be very interested in, well, where are you at now? What happened today? The reason people get invested in channels is they want to see what happens next. So tell them those stories. Don't be afraid to tell the stories, D.
I won't.
And the other D. Both Ds. D squared.
Both Ds. D squared.
Double D.
Back to double Ds. Right.
Double D. Where are we at?
We used to have a show together on a Tube Buddy channel, and we did it briefly over at the Tube Spanner channel, the D and Daniel show. Yeah. And it kind of got coined as the Double D show.
Double D show.
The D and Daniel show.
We need to bring that back somewhere.
So we spun the wheel on her, and she didn't make it on the wheel. So that's one down. No, it wasn't the wheel. It was my choice for optimized playlist. That's what it was.
Yeah. We got on a tangent.
Advances. She advances. Let her.
I love it. Send her forward. All right, cool.
Send her forward.
All right, let me do that.
She goes forward. She advances.
After all the things that we just talked about for being a great sport and hanging in there for all of that. Yeah, we're rooting for you, D. So we're going to push you to the final round. Throw another word up there. They can type in the chat there, so we can pull up another contestant. Yeah.
So the word is sudden death because we went in overtime on this, and normally we go into sudden death, which is just one shot, one spin, one shot. We're not going to do it this time. So just go ahead and type in sudden death, and we're going to pretend that we went into that segment of the show. We make the rules as we go along sometimes. Those of you who are regulars to our show know what that segment is. But we usually go into that like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, you know what? I don't mind getting off the rails sometimes. You know what? I got to tell you, there are so many channels out there that the thing we do here is always fun, and we're trying to give you best practice tips that are important. But the idea is, Dee and I have always been focused on trying to give as many of you a solid chance at hitting the goals that you guys put for yourselves as creators. And it really comes down to, Dee and I collectively have worked with thousands of channels. And it really does come down to how it's not about the perfect channel name or the perfect channel art or just how well the perfect thumbnail. It really starts with a really great understanding of what your channel's about, who the target audience is, and why they would want to watch. And if you can start thinking about strategy just based around those 3 W's, you can significantly move the needle and hit your goals so much faster than you think you can. Because Dee and I have done these very same things. I was able to hit, Dee outperformed me. Do you remember your stats? I hit 17,000 subscribers in my first year, and I got my silver play button just under the second year mark. What were your first couple of years like, Dee?
I came out strong. I was jamming until the world closed down, and I pretty much quit uploading.
Yeah, I mean, but we hit.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. But
we were very close. But we were so hyper-focused on serving very specific target audiences. As we've grown as channels, we've sort of laid off the pedal because we don't need to drive 1 million views to make sure that we're connecting with people and doing the other things we want to do. Some channels do. Some channels really stay hyper-focused in needing to drive 1 million views a video. I've done that recently too. Well, it's not always about that. It's about really trying to think about hitting your own individual goals. And if those goals for you guys right now are, hey, I want to get monetized, or hey, I want to get to the point where I can get 10,000 subscribers, or maybe I want to get a silver play button, or maybe I want to make enough money from my YouTube channel that it supports the ability for me to buy new gear and keep doing this thing that I love. That's where we're trying to get you.
Yeah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Sudden death.
All right. Where's it at? There it is. You ready, Tiffany?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Geeks on Tour.
Geeks on Tour.
All right, let me do this. Hold on a second. Let me restore. Let me reset the wheel here. Restore the slices, because whenever we go into sudden death, I want. What is that? I want a button. What was the comment? I missed the.
Put on my bookcase. You know what? I want my play button just to do anything with it.
I think I have one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing. For those of you who do not know, I received my play button was given out, I don't know, 2 years ago. Has it been 2 years already? Yeah, about 2 years ago. And I was out of the country, and my brother Nick picked it up for me on my behalf here, and he lost it. He lost my play button. So I never actually.
But the other half of that story, full screen.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. It's coming.
The other half of that story is Dee and I hit our silver play button marks at about the same time, within like a week of each other.
Yeah, it was close.
And I got mine in a box, and it's been sitting. I've never unboxed it. It's hanging on my back wall, unboxed, for years, because I promised Dee we would open them together. We just haven't been able to locate his yet.
That's the black box there in the background.
That's
it.
Here.
Yeah, that's his play
It's
button.
still with the packing label on. I framed it, but it's still. I don't know. It's in there. I framed the box within a box.
Yeah, how cool is that? He's literally waiting to open his, because we're going to open them together. Maybe we're thinking about doing like a live stream. We're doing a video about it.
Hopefully before we die.
Yeah, one of these days. But mine is gone. So, there you go.
Well, we're going to have a GoFundMe page for buying Dee a new silver play button.
You have it.
That would have been funnier if it had come from Box Van D.
Oh, my goodness. I found it. I found this thing in a landfill in Arizona. Yeah. I traded some lawn chairs for it in Arizona. That'd be great.
Funny.
All right, so did you find Geeks on Tour's channel?
No, I didn't even let me pull us up.
Give me a look.
Pull that name up. Geeks on Tour. What is it? I think we found it right there.
Geeks on Tour. There you go, right on top.
All right, there it is. All right, so listen, we're going to pull up the wheel, and we're going to hopefully spin it here.
Yeah, what a great... Yeah, he is, man. Daniel's a ride or die type of guy. I love him for it.
I know. But my patience is wearing thin, I'll tell you right now. Tiffany!
No one would be angry if you just opened your box. Like, no one, yeah.
I lied. It's been out of the box for a year.
Yeah, it's probably like on the other side of the camera.
Optimized playlist. We've already talked about this. Let's pull up the channel and see, as we're moving quickly here, if the Geeks on Tour has optimized playlists. And at the very top of the channel, I'm seeing WDTBD. What does this button do? Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? Do you have questions about your iPhone or Android device? In this live show by Geeks, we cover, so they're talking about every button on your smartphone and what those buttons do. The next one is Google Photos Quick Tips by Chris Gould. So it's then Google Photos, and there's a whole breakdown of what those what you can expect from this playlist. Hey, regardless of anything else, I would say these actually have very optimized titles and very solid descriptions. So I would say that these optimized playlists,
Yep.
That's a win.
Definitely a win.
That's a move on.
Yep.
So that we're going to be pushing you right ahead, my friend. So Geeks on Tour, you are moving into the final round. Let's throw another word into the chat so we can get another contestant up here quickly, because I've been babbling more than anybody.
Go ahead and cover it. Just 1 second here. Let me get this on. All right, the next word to put up is the yard, as in Streamyard. And again, if you are not live streaming and you are trying to figure out the easiest and best way to go live, we have links down below to use StreamYard. That's what we're doing our entire game show with here. We did make custom graphics for it, but you can use StreamYard for free for up to 20 hours per month.
Yeah. I love it. I really do love
easy.
StreamYard. They keep rolling out so many new features, too. They have new features now where you can record your streams and you can grab them afterwards and quickly turn them into a short. You can grab individualized. I can actually grab just the video or the audio that's going on in this stream here today and get separate video and audio feeds and remix them into a different video later. StreamYard really is doing a great job at allowing people to not only live stream easily, but then set up for doing all the things that are starting to happen on YouTube now, like shorts and podcasts, and do that in a way that can really move the needle.
And I haven't used it yet, but StreamYard now has the ability to customize your camera layout. So you can change the size, you can change the placement, you can move things around. I have not used that yet, but I'm really looking forward to that.
I used it recently. I did a series where I had to talk to our friend Ian Corzine, a lawyer, and we didn't go live. We just came here to StreamYard and we recorded, and it recorded separately his video feed at HD and my video feed and audio at HD, and I re-edited all those components later on for an entirely different video. And it went on to drive, it's only been up for maybe, 6 or 8 weeks, and it's driven 50,000 views. I mean, did well for something that we did just getting out there and making a video.
I'm talking about the camera resizing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying the new
okay.
options that they have in general
Gotcha.
are phenomenal. What you can do with StreamYard now to make content, never mind just being live, the things that you can actually do and repurpose content is phenomenal.
I just put one up on the screen. Can you guys see this? Is
The
this
yard.
live? Can you see this?
I can see it.
You
Oh,
can
wait,
see
I can
that?
see the yard.
You don't see me? Okay, hold on. I'm going to add. I'm playing with this as we go here. Hold on. Add item 2, camera slot. All right. So, and again, this doesn't really look good, but just to show you, test. Hold on. I'm playing with this in real time because I haven't played with it yet. So let's see. Oh, well, where'd it go? Here it is. Boom.
Oh, there you go. Now I can see
Yeah.
it.
That doesn't look that good, but I just did that on the fly. I just wanted to move things around to see what they look like. But
You can see my giant popsicle microphone, which is good. I think that's important.
how do you
to have in the
delete
shot.
these? Do you know how to delete these things?
No, now they're forever. You can't get rid of them.
Oh yeah. Well. All right. So what do we've got? The yard.
Yeah,
Where's it at?
pull that thing up.
Hold on.
Let's spin the wheel. Let's pull someone
Well,
up.
it's not going now. Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh, you
There
broke
is.
it.
Yeah,
you done
I broke
it.
everything. I broke everything. Okay.
Tiffany,
Ready to spin it?
let's
go.
do it.
How do I get rid of this thing? Layout, edit layout. Well, you broke it. Yeah, I did. Goth Farmer.
That go the farmer. Let me find it.
The Goth Farmer.
The Goth Farmer.
The Goth Farmer.
Just a quick reminder that punctuation is important. Grammar is important. Putting spaces in between your words might be important. I know that might be a tag that you use somewhere else, but on YouTube, that's a very hard name to read. That Goth Farmer would make a lot more sense if you spelled it as That Goth Farmer. But we're going to let the wheel decide what it is we're looking at. Boy, wouldn't it be funny if it was a clear channel name?
Wow.
We'll see. Let's look. I don't know why people do that. I still think it's holding on to that idea of a handle or a gamer tag that people think that they need to not put spaces for some reason. End screens, that's where we're going. Let's pull up end screens. We've talked about them. Let's see if you're using them. The Goth Farmer.
The Goth Farmer.
The Goth Farmer. The go-to farmer.
Yes,
Here's
you
a
can
video. I'm going
capitalize
to
your
scroll to
display
the
name,
end. I'm
yes.
going to look for an end screen before here and... Come on. Let me find the time. There it is. Right there,
All
my
right.
friend. You have an end screen right there. Fantastic. Love seeing you use that. I love that you're pointing in a singular direction. Yes, it's playlist, but I love that you don't have the whole screen littered with stuff.
Next.
Next. Let me add the Goth
spin.
Farmer into the
Goth Farmer.
final wheel spin.
You got
Is
it?
it the... See, now I have to try to misspell. James.
I like that bat behind you. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. What do you think? She Gotham's hero? Maybe that's what the goth part stands for. Goth? The Gotham Farmer?
Gotham.
Yeah, probably not.
Goth.
Try to turn everything
Bats are
into
goth.
the Gotham.
Goth. Yeah, we know the pronunciation. We're playing with it.
Screwing around now.
We're playing with it because it's difficult to read going across.
Yeah, it's one of those things we talk about,
Yeah,
like
we
having
know.
a clear
Goth.
channel name. Sometimes I think about intentionality, people. When you see a channel like this and you tell people what's the name of your channel, it's like, oh, That Goth Farmer. Oh, that's cool. And they type in That Goth Farmer, but you go, oh, no, you have to do it with no spaces. Anytime you make it harder for the viewer to do the thing that you need them to do, you reduce the ability for your channel to more easily connect. So think about changing that over. Just put spaces in. That Goth Farmer would make sense. I'd go, oh, she's a farmer and she's got kind of a goth vibe. That Goth Farmer. Maybe even not even that. Maybe just Goth Farmer. Goth space farmer could be like, that's pretty cool. Now I get that your handle here doesn't have spaces, but that doesn't mean in English, if I sent you a DM and I put no spaces in between all of the words and I wrote out a paragraph that looked like this, you'd go, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? My handle is That Goth Farmer and I don't use spaces. I'd be like, stop it. Come on. Like, we're talking about trying to make it easy for the viewer to understand. So just add some spaces in, make it simple for them, make them easier for the experience so that they can connect with your content. All right. Where are we at?
And in the event that you are gothic, like that's your thing, is you're truly goth, which you might be here. Try to pull some of that elements up into your channel art. You know, if you've got some things that kind of give off the gothic vibe, put that up in your channel art.
Yeah. Get that. There's a farmer thing up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like some of the thumbnails down here. We're getting a little deep here, but yeah, I'm liking some. Like I can see she's in kind of a goth outfit. She's got the bat in the background. She's looking a little more goth in the thumbnails. I get it. Yeah, play it up. Lean into it. Yeah. Let people remember.
Put some bats hanging upside down up there or something.
Yeah, there you go. She's got some bats going on in this thumbnail over here. I can see the bats kind of coming out of the thumbnail.
She's not a bat farmer, is she? Does she farm bats?
No.
I got to zoom in. I can't see the. Okay, never mind.
Sorry.
I take that back.
All right,
Rabbits.
where are we at?
Okay.
I've got her into the. I've got everybody.
Rabbits.
Where are we at? That goth farmer. Are we spinning the wheel again?
Yep, spin it.
Wait, you got to pull up the tool.
No, it's the wheel.
No, didn't
me,
we already?
the
Didn't
wheel.
you already move on?
No,
Oh,
just
what am I
one.
looking at? What am I thinking
The
about?
wrong one. She farms goths.
All right, let's farm goth. See what we're looking at here. What am I looking at? I thought we looked at something.
No, we have not muted the stream.
We have
Perhaps you
not.
muted. Perhaps you muted us.
You may have wished for that.
Yeah.
Free spin. That means you get a second chance at this. Let's go again, Tiffany. Wouldn't it be funny it went right to advance? Oh, there we go. Clear value proposition.
Right.
D, I'm going to let you run with this because we were
Let's see
kind
it.
of picking on this channel a bit. I'll put the old man magnifying glass.
Okay.
Learn the lost skills, canning, bread making, animal husbandry, and more. I would argue that D, you have knowledge when it comes to animal husbandry, even though you're not actually mad.
Animal husbandry. Oh boy. Okay, here's the thing. Your channel art tells me what you're doing, so I'm not going to flag you for that. I think it's clear in terms of like canning, bread making. It does look like it says animal husbandry, so I would make sure. 'Cause I don't see a comma. Is there a comma?
No, no, I don't want to make fun of it in any way because I'm ignorant here. I don't know. I do not know what animal husbandry means.
Apologies if animal husbandry is a thing.
What, Megan, jump in. What is animal husbandry?
It's basically the care of animals.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yeah.
Animal
See, that's
husbandry.
where we don't know. So we aren't the
see?
target audience. Look, she's looking at me
Right.
like you idiot. She doesn't.
I don't
like
know.
being-
I'm thinking like she's got her husband in a cage. Like I don't know. I don't know. Listen. I've been around the block a few
right,
times.
Like, I would be
I've
like
been-
if I was an animal husband, I'd be like, this is my wife. Her name is Gertrude. I milk
yeah.
her every morning.
I've been around the block enough to know somebody keeps their husband in a cage. Okay, like that's your
It
thing.
happens. All right, so that
Animal
is so
husbandry.
Megan. Animal husbandry is the raising of animals.
Okay.
So this is why we keep more intelligent people around than we are. So canning, bread making, animal husbandry, and more. So it's the whole idea of sort of this farming experience makes a ton of sense. I totally get that.
Yeah, I get it.
What I
get
do,
it.
I do miss.
You know what I'm
I
gonna
wish
say.
the goth element was in
Yes.
there though.
Yes.
But would
Exactly.
you
There's
say that the clear value proposition is here? Would you know what to
absolutely.
expect from this channel?
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
that's a move on for me.
But I'm getting a disconnect between your name and what you're saying in your channel art. So I would try to pull some of that gothic element up there. I thought it was the animal husbandry, but you know.
For anyone looking for an animal husband, D is still single. Just so we can throw that
Well,
out
I'm
there.
spoken for. Just,
Spoken for.
Yeah.
But
She put a ring on it. Yeah. and a neck collar. All right, so we have the final round. Let's do the final spin.
hold on. I feel like I already entered this one in because I may have done it twice. I'm trying to do the best I can. Yeah, I did. I'm here. I'm so busy.
But see, this goes to show you that we are not your target audience, right? And both of us were ignorant in regards to what animal husbandry was. And that's not, I mean, we're not smart guys to begin with. So that's
low
not
bar.
saying a whole lot.
That's a
but like
low
that just
bar.
goes to show you in terms of clarity,
Yeah.
right? Like if somebody lands on your channel and they're not completely in tune with what you're doing, they might be a little bit confused. But if you're speaking directly to your target audience, like you nailed it.
I got thrown off by the fact that the name was hard to read, and I was so busy deciphering that goth farmer and then figuring that out and going, oh, it's goth, so goth is important, but I had to decipher that the things that I should have been asking, well, what is animal husbandry? Oh, what is this? Oh, it's a farming channel. I was distracted. You made it harder for me to understand.
Yeah, exactly. I'm distracted by goth, and I'm thinking, I'm trying to think of things based on your channel name, so the disconnect happens.
Yeah. That's one of the biggest things. We cannot control viewer behavior. What we can control is viewer experience. So any way that you can improve that experience, make it easier for them to understand, even knuckleheads like us that make really juvenile animal husbandry jokes, that's important. The more you can simplify it and make it easy for anyone to understand, because I might be interested in watching, I might be it's a lost skill, but being an animal husband or animal husbandry. It is one of those things, like I think the easier you make it for the viewer to understand whether they would or wouldn't be interested in it at a glance, like really lay it on the table and go, this is what we do here. And someone goes, wow, because a lot of stuff people will not necessarily want to do themselves. I don't need to want to be a farmer. I don't necessarily need to want to be a crab fisherman to get invested in the story of what it is you do on your channel. So the clearer you can make it and the clearer you can make me understand why this is an interesting story or journey and what's going on here, you might be able to take people who have no intention of doing farming but like following your journey just by making it very simple and clear and connecting with them on that level.
Yep. All right.
So we're at the final wheel spin. Can we finally do this thing?
Yeah,
I've made a mockery.
Let's show it.
Let's do this thing. Tiffany!
It's not a farm of husbands. Some wives got excited. Well, we went from like bats to husbands on that one.
There we go. Brown Gal Peace Lounge, you are our winner today. Congratulations, my friend. So what we're going to do is Megan is here and she is in the chat. We have it here. Megan, tell people what they need to do to reach out so they can claim their prize.
She can just email me at megan@danielbatal.com.
Perfect. And would you put that in the chat and we will make sure it's available for you. Megan, MEGAN @danielbatal.com. She'll confirm that it's you and that's your channel, and then you'll be able to pick any item that you would like from the Streamyard catalog of merchandise. Really great stuff there. We always recommend the mug, but they've got great t-shirts. The hoodies are super soft. They've got some great stuff there that is really fun to have in your collection.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Batal, thank you so much. It was an honor and a privilege, as usual. And to everyone in the chat, thank you so much. We hope you learned something today. We hope you had a good time. We hope that you laughed. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up if you had a good time, if you learned something here. We would really appreciate that. Final words, Mr. Batal?
Yeah. Listen, anyone who wants to help me figure out what animal husbandry is really like in real life, please hit me up after the stream.
Peace.